Hello, it is Darlington here again, and in today's tutorial I want to teach you about how to write a blog app with Solidity. So basically you're going to be learning how to deal with a CRUD based system, ability to delete, create, update and read file from the blockchain. By the way, this particular tutorial is going to really help you to solidify or understand how to work with smart contract, being that smart contracts you can't just delete things from them on the blockchain. The record still is still there. So but I'm just going to show you how to manage the entire thing together and be able to control what is shown on the front end and what is not by this tutorial today. So if you're up for it, let's hit that like, subscribe and notification bell, and then let's jump into the code. All right, welcome again today into this tutorial. This is my student Covenant. He and I today are going to show you how to create like a block-based system with Solidity. So this will be very important for you in case you want to create something like a blog, or a system that can create, delete, update and read information. Okay, so all those CRUD operation, I'm going to teach you how to do CRUD operation with Solidity. So if you're ready, hit and smash that like, subscribe and the notification bell. All right, so let's get started. All right, so to flow along with this, make sure that all the codes that you're writing here, you're writing it on the Remix ID. I'm doing this using this VS Code right now because of collaboration reasons, because Covenant and I are using it as a shared space so that he can see my codes and why I could also record my screen. So with that noted, let's come to this folder called contract and create a new file, call it blog.sol. all right, I'm just gonna do what I normally do, just copy this and paste it here to facilitate what we are coding. Okay, so I'm going to change this to what? Blog. All right, so now this is the structure of the smart contract. Want to create a blog now, so let's get this blog created. So just take note of this smart contract. Yeah, you can actually the codes that we're writing for this smart contract is a much more simplified version. Okay, if I'm going to be coding this on a real project, I'm going to code it in a much more advanced mechanism. So you should understand this, that I'm coding this so that it will be easy for you to understand how to do CRUD operation in Solidity. So this is baby steps, and follow along with me and you'll be blessed. All right, let's get started. So you say address public. This will be the owner. So we are creating variables right now. These state variables, they are very, very useful in determining the state of our smart contract once it is deployed on a network. Next, Covenant, whenever you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask questions, highlight and do all that. You understand? All right, so with that done, let's create another state variable. This is going to be called unsigned integer. It's going to be public, of course, and let's call this active posts counter. All right, and I'm going to call this other one inactive. So anything that we deleted, any post that we deleted is going to come here and it's going to come to this inactive post counter, and it's going to be recorded as here. This is a counter that will be counting deleted posts, and this will be counting active posts or on posts that have not been deleted. All right, that is what these two things they do. And then lastly, this one is basically a post counter. Basically, it will count both deleted and posts that have not been deleted. That is what it will do. All right, I want to create a mapping structure. This mapping for every blog post, I want to be able to what know who is the owner of this blog. So I call it deleted post of. Okay, so basically this is going to take record of the post of people that have been deleted. You understand that? Okay, and this another one I want to create. This is going to be called author of. So this is basically the owner of this post, owner of a particular blog post. That is what author of means. You understand? And then lastly, I want to be able to what? Just pass in a person's address and let it tell me how many posts this person has. Okay, so I call these posts of. So by me just passing an address of an author, it will tell me how many number of blog posts that he has. Did you get that? All right, so I'm going to create an enum, which is what? Called deactivated. Okay, and it's basically I'm bringing, this is not really necessary for what I could do. I could do this without actually using an enum, but I want to show you how you can actually use an enum together with this CRUD based system that we're creating right now. So now I want to create two states of the enum, no and yes. So basically it basically is deactivated. Is a blog post deactivated? It could be no, it could be what? Yes. Do you understand that? Okay, so I now want to create what? A struct. This is going to be called a post struct. All right, so each blog post is going to have this information. That is what I'm simply saying. A blog post is going to have an ID, right? The blog post is going to have what? A string data type called title. So a blog post has a title, it has what? A description. A blog post has an author. An author is a person, so it's going to be an address, author. And a blog post has, it has deactivated. This deactivated is a data type. So a blog post could be deactivated or not deactivated. That is what it simply means. Okay, so deactivated will say, so basically that will become deleted. So later when you be seeing deleted will be yes or no. That is why this data type is actually bearing no or yes. If it is no, it will be 0. If it is yes, it will be 1. Alright. And this is going to be called created consign integer. Created is the same thing as timestamp. You understand that? And then this is going to be called updated. This is the time that you actually updated this post. So the time you created this post is going to be recorded. The time you update this post is also going to be recorded. So this is a structure of a single blog post. You understand? So great. Now let's create some variable. Okay. So call it post struct, and it's going to hold an array of post struct. That is this post structure here, an array of them, and this is going to call active posts. So this is different between counter. This is active post. This is active post counter. This is going to be holding numbers. This is going to be holding blog posts that are active. So that is the difference. Take note of that. And this is what? Inactive. Okay, I created this in a very simple format this way. so that you can see a very pronounced way of doing a CRUD based system. All right, so I'm going to create an event here. An event is going to be called action. So because there are many kind of action that could take place in this smart contract here. So first thing, I want to be able to capture a blog ID in each one of these action, a string that contain the action type. So the action type could be created, could be updated, could be deleted, and all that. And then this deactivated, okay, could be called deleted. We want to be able to take record of that, and want to say an address that is going to be indexed. No, this is not necessary here, but we're going to say, okay, it's necessary. Let's say indexed. Yeah, the semicolon. Yeah, sorry, let me change that to comma. Thanks for noticing that. So now we're saying indexed and say executor. So whomever perform this operation will become what? The executor. Whomever ran whomever runs a function or whatever area that this event is actually captured, it will become the executor of such function. And the unsigned integer, say created at, basically we're going to call this timestamp. Okay, timestamp. I'm sorry, I'm still repeating myself here. Okay, so that is the event, and the only event that we're going to be creating for this smart contract. And now let's create a modifier. This modifier is going to be like the one we did in our previous class. So I'm just going to come here and just copy that modifier. So and paste it here, and I could say reserved for owners only. You understand this? And then I'll call this owner. Or do you want me to do that from scratch? What I'm simply saying, this blog, there is some activity. Okay, there's some activities that only the owners of the blog should be able to operate. So in such case, we want to use this modifier to limit anybody that is trying to call that function, okay, and prompt this message to that person to say, this particular modifier is this particular function is reserved for the owners of this blog, of this smart contract. Did you get that now? So I'm going to say constructor, and this constructor is just going to say msg.sender. Basically, what it's going to do is make sure that the deployer of the smart contract becomes the owner. All right. So with that done, let's start creating our functions one after the other. So the first function we want to create now is called create posts. Create posts. Okay. This is going to help us to create a blog post, right? You have a question? All right. So now you say string. Remember, whenever you're using string, you have to specify the storage location for it. So this is going to be memory, and this is actually the title of the blog post, and also the description also going to be stored in the memory. Memory. All right, let's call it description. Fantastic. And then it's going to be public, of course, and returns true boolean once it is done executing. So that is the body of the function. Okay, so now one will require that we don't want to make sure that this particular title, the length of it is greater than what? The number of character is greater than what? 0. Otherwise, you say what? Title cannot be empty. You understand? I also want to do the same for the description. Description, say, sorry, description, description cannot what? Be empty. So I want to make sure that nobody is trying to post an empty blog post for us, right? So with that done, the next thing we want to do is we want to be able to push in this, want to say post counter, okay, plus. Remember what I told you, this is just to get you into understanding in a simple format how to create a what? CRUD based system. All right, this is not, the advanced way of doing it. You understand? This is a basic way of doing it. All right, so now I just incremented the post counter by 1, and I'm going to say the author of this particular blog post, which is this post counter, I'm going to assign it to what? This msg.sender, which is the person that is trying to create this post. And then the post of this msg.sender, I'm going to increment it by 1. Remember, the post of, an address is mapping to what? An unsigned integer. So by default, it's going to be 0. So when I increment it by this plus, it's actually going to become what? 1. You understand? So I'm actually incrementing it. And then I'm saying active post counter, be incremented by what? 1. So when I create a post, by default, it's going to be what? Active. You understand? All right. So with that done, I want to say active post dot push. I want to actually push in. This post now into what? The post array, the active post array. So I'm going to use a post struct, which we defined earlier here. This is the structure of each blog post. So let me copy this. All right, so we'll come here, paste it here. So these are the things I'm trying to record here. So first thing I want to say is what? The post counter will become the ID. The title of the blog is coming from this parameter here, and the description is also coming from the parameter. All right, and the deactivated, we're actually going to be using deactivated.no. So it's not deactivated by default. So that is what we're doing here. You understand that? And then the created basically is going to be blog.timestamp, of course. And the updated is also going to be the same thing. Okay, so this should be timestamp. Understand? So this should be timestamp, not blog.created. So this will push in this blog into what? That active post. You understand? And at the completion of it, want to return true. That will indicate to us that this blog ran, the creation process ran successfully. But before doing that, I want to emit what? Want to emit this event. Okay, so this event, we change it to what? Emit. So what are we emitting? Well, emitting this post ID, the post counter, basically. Post counter, that will become the ID. This action type will be what? We'll call it post created. So that is the action that was carried out, and this deactivated, is actually no, there was no deactivation. All right, so and I think this isn't necessary. We want to remove this from here, this, so that it's not necessary to have that there. It's just redundant. So now the executioner or the executor of this particular function is whomever is the msg.was sender, and then the time of execution is actually block.timestamp. So this is just what it entails for this particular function. We're done with this create function right here. All right, so let's write the next function on the line. The next function is to update post. You understand that? It's to update a post, and in updating a post, it's going to take a similar shape as creating a post. All right, so I'll paste it here, change this thing to what? Update post. You understand? So let me break these things then down so that there will be a lot, there will not be very person. So I'm going to break this thing down. So, but in updating a post, I need the post ID. So I'm going to pass in the post ID as well, so that you'll be able to target the right post. And I want to make sure that, I want to say create another mapping here and call it this unsigned integer. This is going to be bool, and say post exists. All right, so basically in this place that I created the post, after completing here, I want to be able to what? Say post exists. Okay, the post exists is for this post counter. I want to say is what? True. So at this page, this post actually exists. So with that information now, I could come here and put it as a requirement here. I want to make sure that what? This post exists for this particular ID that I'm passing. If the post does not exist, I say something like blog post not found. Are you understanding what I'm doing there? So that is what I'm trying to achieve there. With that done, the next thing I want to do, of course, we're not going to be doing all this process, okay? And we're not going to be doing this either. What we want to do, we want to use a for loop to what? We can use a for loop, or we can just simply say that this active post, okay, I'm targeting the what? The ID. But take note here that whenever we are creating an ID, the ID is not starting from 0, it's actually starting from 1. So if we are gonna, we can't use the way we used to use it before to do that. So this to always find the right index, we want to what? Subtract, because this ID, the first post will be what? ID number 1, and we know that an array starts index from 0, it doesn't start index from 1. So it could be giving us error. So in order for that not to happen, we want to make sure that what? This ID want to minus 1 from it. So that it will always capture the right index of this array. You understand that now? And then I'm going to say .id, the ID of this. Okay, I don't need that. I'm just going to say .title is to what? This new title that I'm trying to update, this title that is coming here. And also the description is the new what? Description. And lastly, the updated. You understand that? updated with what? Block what? Dot timestamp. So this will what actually point to the current time that this post was updated. You understand? Okay, so with that done, all I just need now is to what? Pass in this ID is going to be what? The post ID, and then I will say what? Post updated, and the rest of this thing stays the same. Did you get that? Okay, we are done with that update function. Now let's write our show function. This show function, show post function, it will show one specific post. You understand that? One specific post. So let's say function show post. All right, so in showing a post, we need the ID of the post, otherwise we won't be able to see it. So of course it's going to be public, and it's going to what? View. It's going to be view return. What is it returning? You know, that post struct, and it's going to be stored in the memory, of course. So this is what is going to be taking place here. And in returning this, all I just need to do is what? Say return. We can just simply use this method here, this thing here, this post array -1. This will return a specific what? Sorry, this will return a specific what? Post for you. To go and fetch it, go to the word ID, find it in its correct index in that array, and return it for you. That is what it does. Are you with me? Okay, so lastly, okay, let's do another one. Let's call this another function what? Get posts. So it's going to return basically all the posts in our platform, right? Not a single post, but all of them. So it's going to be public, of course. It's going to be view, and returns what? Post struct, but an array of them, not just one, and it's going to be stored in the memory. And we'll say return what? Active posts. Active posts. Active posts. You understand? So it's going to return all your active posts. That is what it does. You understand that? Are you with me? Okay, so let's create the delete function. Okay, the delete function is almost like the post function. Let almost like the update function. So let's just do this here. Copying this, I'm going to come here and say delete post, and the only thing I want is the post ID. Okay, so I want to first check, of course, if this post exists. I will not need these ones, except that I will not need all of these. I'm going to say that msg.sender, this person that is trying to delete this post, is equal to the active post, and this ID -1, of course, dot what? Remember, dot author. Okay, so dot author. So want to make sure that you are the author of this post that you're trying to delete. Otherwise, say author only, author reserved, or say reserved for author only. Okay, otherwise it will not allow it to go through. And then we're gonna delete that and just say, deleted Okay, it's going to be all deactivated dot what? Yes. Okay, and then we'll just say this thing is what? Deleted here, and these other ones, they stay the same. Okay, so right here I also want to pass this particular one as a criteria here in this update function, because we don't want a person that is not the the smart contract, a person that is not the post owner to update a post. You understand that? Pretty fantastic so far, so good. I think we're almost done here. So one last thing we want to do restore deleted post. So for example, a post can be deleted. So let's say we want to restore it. Only the owners of the blog can restore such posts. Okay, so we can say here, let's duplicate this one, say call it restore post. Restore post. We're taking the post ID and we actually put owner only here. Okay, because only the owners will be able, the owner of this blog will be able to what? Restore this post. And we'll remove this one here. And we're gonna say, you know, deleted is what? No. And then we say post restored. You get that? So that is just for that particular place. So now there are some things that we don't need here. Like I said before, I was saying that we're not going to need everything. I'm going to make I'm going to remove some things so that we'll not need so much of all of these things. All right, so I want to make these things public, so I'm going to make it here public. We're not going to need this, so I'm going to make that public. Authors of, I'm going to make this public, and post of public, of course, and post exists can also be public. And inactive post, we want to remove it. Active post counter, not really necessary anymore. So now come to this create place where we have active post counter. Remove it. We're also going to post off. Watch out, post off is important. Author off. Okay, post off, author off, they are important. Post counter. Okay, author off is important. Post off is important. You know. So yeah, pretty much that is all that we need to create this thing. Now what we need now is to test it, to validate that all these functionalities are working exactly as we have just coded them. Okay, with that, with that done, once we validate that it's all working, then we have a working system right here. You understand? So but right now there's something that we need to do. It's basically we want to be able to return active posts. Okay, so basically I want to say get active post. So that is post that deactivated is what? No. You understand that? Are you with me? So only posts that deactivated is what? No. And to do this, we can use a shortcut here and define an array. Okay, let's say post array, post struct, an array of it is equal to, it's going to be stored in the memory, of course, and let's say, and we give it, the name of it is going to be called posts. Okay, is equal to new this thing post. Hold on, let me get something something for us to facilitate this process. Okay, let's model. So let's model this function. Let's remove this one and model this function here. This is from a recent work that I did, and I want to show you this get. Let's change this to what? This is just going to fetch the kind of item that we're looking for. Okay, only the kind of item that we're looking for are what? Items that were deactivated is still no. So I want to say this get what? Active posts. Okay, posts. All right, so view returns, this is going to be active posts and array. So these are the property, or these are the posts. Let's call it posts. Right, so it's going to return these posts. Okay, so now I don't want this to be dynamic. I mean, I don't want it to be static. This is a static array definition, so I'm going to define it as dynamic. So it's not going to have that, and this is also going to be post structure, and of course here. And now what we're basically saying now is for every this is going to be active post counter, or active posts. Sorry, let's come here. Oh, we also need to remove this place here. So active post here. So here we're going to say active post dot length. Okay, so this is a looping structure for, want to loop through all the active posts and want to find this, call this active post here. So for every active post, we want to assign it. We want to assign it to this post here. Okay, to this post here, based on a certain condition that I want to introduce. If this particular active post dot this particular active post dot deleted, okay, is equal to deactivated dot no. You understand? If it is equal to deactivated, this is one line if statement, but I could also represent it like this. Okay, so if deactivated is if it is not, I could say it this way: if it is not deactivated or yes. You understand? This also means the same thing. So which one do you like better, this one or the other one? This one is okay. So that means if it's not deleted, okay, then you should assign it to this. And note this thing is going to return this post by default because we specified it this way. After all this looping structure is successful, it's going to return a post that are only active. All the deleted posts are not going to come. Only the active posts that have not been deleted, that is what we be returned. That is what this function will return. Get active post. You understand it now? Perfect. Yeah, so that is the magic there. That is a trick there. That is a miracle there. All right, so with this done now, we can jump into our Solidity's online IDE and actually test out this smart contract step by step, and ensure that it works just as we've programmed it to. Okay, so if you're ready, we're going to jump into the Remix IDE and perform this operation now. Okay, here we are in the Remix IDE. We want to test out this blog smart contract so that we can validate that everything works out great. Okay, so in order to do that, this is what you're going to do. Of course, the address to this place is remix.ethereum.org. that is where you find this place. And when you are in this online ID, I just want you to what, right click here and create a new file. Let's call it blog.sol for Solidity, and we'll paste that our blog smart contract. We'll click compile. If there is error, it's going to notify us. So for now, I think we have one error here. Say expected comma but got identifier. So let's remove that, change that to comma, save. It's still saying the same thing. So okay, right now, oh, look at this. This here is an address data type. It shouldn't be here, so we remove it. And then let's click on that again, say compile. It's giving us error, this auto undeclared identifier, which means that it's not really a variable. This thing is not a variable that can be found either in this place or outside of here altogether. So the author basically is the one that is actually creating this post. So that is msd.sender. So we just replace that with this, and we click Ctrl S or save, and that particular error is gone. So let's find this other one. Okay, here they are saying that this particular what is it called, this pure function is not implicitly convertible to type whatever. So basically what it means is that we need to declare a size. We need to specify the size of this array that we're creating. So the size should be post counter array. So we want to be able to create a static size array that will accommodate all the posts that are active. And then when we click save, see that is gone. It compiles successfully. But there is one problem here with putting this post counter. Why? Because this is still going to create a space that can accommodate the entire post on the network, on our smart contract. So in order for us to just create a post, a size that we specifically tailor to the active post and not deleted post, this is what we're going to do. We're going to come to this place and duplicate this post counter. We're going to call this deleted counter. Okay, we're going to come here, and anytime that we delete a post, all right, anytime we delete a post, like right here, we're going to increment this by 1. You understand that? And anytime we restore a post, we're going to decrease it by 1. Okay, so that with this setup now, we can come here and just say this post counter minus the deleted counter. So with this now, say this is going to always provide us with the active post. So the active post is basically post counter minus deleted counter. It will reserve the space that is available for only posts that have not been deleted. So with that said, let us now come here and click let's just reset this. Let's choose Berlin, London. Okay, and then let's click on deploy. Fantastic. Now the smart contract is deployed, and these are the various functions and properties that are available in this smart contract. First thing we want to do is to change account. We want to use this account below here, as this is one of our blog creator. So, and also comes here and say hello, let's say first blog posts. All right, and I will just say lorem ipsum dalum. All right, so I click on create, and that is created. Okay, let's come here again. Okay, let's say second blog post, and let's also use this create it. Fantastic. And let's say we choose a different person. This time around, say third and let this person create. Okay, we now have all those posts created. And okay, now when we come here and check, okay, this is the owner's address. Of course, this post counter is what, 3. You know, we have deleted count is 0 because we have not deleted anything so far. So we can get post. This returns all the posts on our platform, which is 3. Get active post returns exactly at the same amount as well. So let's come here and test out the deletion of a certain post. So for example, the updating of a certain post. So we have let's get a particular post first. Let's say post of or show post. Okay, let's say post at this particular location, saying that getting us one bug here. Okay, we're going to fix these things pretty soon. So let's make sure that we test out this deletion process. Let's say post at 0. Okay, the ID actually start from 1, remember it doesn't start from 0. So let's enter that. You see, okay, it's bringing out this particular post, this first blog. Okay, so let's try to update this particular blog post. Let's come here, blog post ID 1. Let's say instead of saying first post, we're going to say first post, first blog posts as the updated data. Say lorem ipsum. Okay, let's just say we don't add anything here. We'll remove this, and then we'll try to what, say description cannot be empty, because we come to this place here. This is one of the requirements that you can't supply empty data. So for this place, the data here is empty, so I'm going to bring it back here. So click transact. It still fails reserved for author only. So because this is not, the address that the account that actually created the post, it can't come and update it. So I have to come here and look, who is this person? This author end with 148. So let's come here. Author with 148 is this. All right, so I'm going to come here now and click this update, and it updated successfully. If I come here right now and click, instead of this is first before, and click show, it's no longer first, it's actually what, 1st. So first, this is updated now. So that update function, the create function, they are all working flawlessly. So now the next thing we want to do is actually be able to delete a post. So let's try to delete a post number 1. Let's say we want to delete it from a different author, and let's see what it says. Close this, close this. So click on that. It says reserved for authors only. So now let's change it back to the original author, and let's say delete. Fantastic. You see that that was successfully deleted. Okay, let's check this one now. You see that, okay, that this changed from 0 to 1, because if I come here and click this number 2, this is the second blog post, right? And you can see here, this is what, deleted, deactivated. This is the deactivated status, which is no by default, and no is actually 0. So the deactivated status here, you can see it is what, 0. I'm trying to highlight it there. That's 0 right here, because this particular second blog post has not been deleted, so it's still represented as 0. So deactivated is what, no, for this reason. So when I bring this number 1 and show that, you see that the deactivated is 1. You can see it clearly here, 1. That means this one has been deleted. So now before, if we come here and say deleted count, you see that it's 1, and get active post will still return the same number of data. Now let's say get inactive post is saying, so I guess we're still having an issue here. Okay, so don't mind that, let's move forward. I'm going to come back and work on that. So now we come to this particular place called restore posts. So to restore the post, we enter what the ID of the post I want to restore, and then we click restore, and it say reserved for owners only. So the owners of this platform can be able to restore a post. So we can click on this one. That's the account that actually is the deploy account, because we check this one called owner here end with EDDC4. So that is the account that I'm actually performing this operation from now. So this want to restore this post, click on what restore, and it is restored. Check deleted count goes back to 0, and post counter remains at 3. Okay, comes back to 3 because I didn't show that before. So now you can see that the deleted status here was 1. Let's check that again. I see goes back to what 0, and this should work now. Active post counter should work just fine. Yeah, it is returning the data correctly. Okay, so with that stated, all these things are tested now. So want to be able to know who is the author of what blog post number 1. Is this author of blog post number 2? Is this same person author of blog post number 3? You see that is a different person now, so that works as well. So post exists. Want to check, does this post exist? True. Post number 4, does it exist? False, it doesn't exist. So that is how you use in testing that. So this one exists. So post of, so let's say want to get the post of the company's account. Let's say we're using the company account to actually, the owner's account to actually test out this. So post of this is 0. So what about post of this right here, this particular account? Come here and supply this. So post of this, see that it's 2, and then the post of this other account, let's check that out. We'll paste that here and click. See, post of that is 1. So all of those functions are working accurately, fantastic, except just this one, this get active post, that is failing when we are actually when we've deleted a post. So want to know why that is happening. All right, okay, I got it now. So we're going to use a different approach for regulating this, because we can't use this method because there is an error here. Solidity is having issues performing this mathematical operation properly for us. So as a result of that, it's always messing up with our active counter. So this is what we're going to do to resolve that, to make sure that that doesn't happen. So first of all, let's just remove this deleted counter. I'm going to remove it here as well. Or basically, whenever I delete a post, I want to say, in fact, I want to, first of all, okay, I want to say these things are going to become like post counter, not deleted posts or anything. And I want to reduce the count of active posts or the reposts, whenever a post is deleted, and I want to what increase it whenever it is what it is increased as well. That is when a post is restored. So let's save that, and there seems to be an error. Okay, we need to remove this post deleted counter here as well. We need to remove that, and let's just save and compile. Okay, everything looks great now. So let's deploy this. Okay, let's test that remaining function that was giving us an issue. So when we click here, deploy. Okay, I'm going to use this account here, open up this, and I'm going to create a post. I'm going to create 3 posts. Say, let me just make that simpler. Hello, world. So this means this is the title, this is the description. I'm going to create that. I'm going to create your world. Okay, I just finished creating that, so I have about 2 2 post counter. Fantastic. Let me change the account, use this, and come here, and let's say keep world. All right, and create this. So we now have 3 post counter, 3 posts in total. So let us delete this last one. This is the third one. Let's delete it. And I'm going to restore it first. Let me restore that. Let me use this, and let me show you what is going on here. So let me restore this. Is restored. So right now, let's check get posts. Okay, this returns three of the posts that we have. You can see hello, you can see your word, and then you can see hip word right here. And then get active posts, all of them are the same as well. So now let us delete a post, the last guy here, so that had this post number 3, and then click delete. Now let's check on post counter is 2 now. Fantastic. And then get post returns all of them, but get active post only returns 2 posts now. Fantastic. So it's only returning the total number of posts that are not deleted. So this works great. And if you check that show post number 3, you see that it's actually in a deleted state number 1. You understand that? So when we restore it, let's restore that post and come here, restore post number 3, and then we want to show it here. You see that it actually went from being 1 to now being 0. And if I check get active post, it says gonna return all of it. Crossing my fingers. No, Solidity can be slow. Oops, it crashed my my view. Okay, this is why we need to do test-driven development, because this Remix ID can't take a lot of heat. When you bring in a lot of crazy stuff into it, it can crash your code. Sometimes it can crash the browser. So it's not designed to perform a lot of high intensive computational smart contract duties. Okay, so this is why we can't use Remix ID for every single smart contract development or smart contract we want to build out there. So we're going to be in subsequent video, I'm going to show you how to do test-driven development so that you can see how you can actually run all these tests on your computer programmatically without you having to enter data one after the other. It's just very redundant, repetitive, and time consuming, not to talk of stressful. So this is where we're going to stop for the day. At least you've seen that you can delete, you can restore, you can do all those things. All those things are working out great, and I would like you to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you can be on the know when I publish new videos into this platform. And I want you to actually go ahead and actually test out all these things yourself further. And if you have any comments, anything you want to talk with me, please post it on the comment section, and I'm going to get in touch with you on that. So with that said, this is where we stop for the tutorial this day. I'll see you in the next one.